Hey everybody, welcome back to another Staticast Gaming video. Today is Monday, December 7th, 2020, and I hope everyone had a good day today. I actually camped out at another local Walmart near me, different from the one that I did before. This time, instead of arriving, like around 5 something in the morning, I decided to just really go out there at about 11:30 at night and just stay there all night. Unfortunately, when I got there, and by the way, this is because Brickseek was showing stock at this particular Walmart, but when I got there, there were actually, believe it or not, already about 30 people in front of me. And somebody even had a tent out there. Keep in mind, it was freezing. With the wind chill, it felt like 25 degrees. And around here, I mean, that's pretty cold. It's starting to get pretty cold out consistently, because we're getting close to winter, and there was no wind and there was no rain, thankfully, but it was still really cold. After you were standing out there for about 40 minutes, you had to get in your car and warm up, or at least I did. In the front, there were people literally parked in their cars like in the fire lane in the front, and police were showing up, and surprisingly, they didn't even complain about it. But people were literally had their cars pulled up in the front of the building. And then there were other people next to them sitting on the sidewalk part, just in chairs, and people had blankets and stuff like that. Or, I had 2 pairs of socks on, 2 pairs of sweatpants on. I had 3 shirts on with 2 hoodies and a hat, and I was still cold, especially my feet. My feet were freezing. I had to get in my car probably every 45 minutes and warm up for about 10 or 15 minutes. Thankfully, the people that were in line were respectful, and they let me keep my place in line, because they knew it was cold. I was there alone. I didn't have anybody to switch out with in line. So, they basically said as long as I was just warming up for like 10, 15 minutes and then coming back, then that was fine. They just seemed to have a problem with people just sitting in their car for hours, like the whole night, and expecting to keep their place in line. So as long as I kept, getting in and out, I didn't have a problem. So I thought that was cool. And everybody pretty much, was respecting everybody's number in line. All the people that were ahead, people didn't try and get in front of them and, ignore their position. And what really surprised me was that some people there, like one guy, he got there at 11 a.m. on December 6th and stayed there the entire day and all night. Other people got there kind of in the early evening, like around 6, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Then they got there, I think there's some that got there like between 8 and 9. And there was word that from one of the other managers that worked a different shift that there was about 28 consoles in the shipment that they got. So I already knew at that point, most likely I wasn't going to get one yet again because of that. But something just told me to stay anyway, because I was just hoping that maybe those numbers were going to be higher, because this particular Walmart was a super Walmart. And some of the other super Walmarts in my area were getting, 40 or maybe even more, like 80 or 100. So I decided to just try and stay there as long as I could. The police spoke with the manager and said that the manager didn't want to really do anything until after 5 a.m. So, just after what seemed like an eternity of waiting and freezing my feet off, finally the manager opened the doors, I think about maybe 5:45. And when the manager came out, he said that there were 26 in stock, so not even 28, it was 26. And then the officer pretty much helped him like bring 4 people in at a time to go and get the console and come out. And I actually filmed people walking out with the console, just to be up close and see it with my own eyes. I was glad for them, but I was disappointed that I suffered out there in that cold weather, for so long and didn't get any sleep, only to come up empty-handed. And it was then that I realized that it just seems like every time I come in a little bit earlier, there's always somebody there early. And then it just dawned on me that things are just going to probably get even crazier now, where people are just literally staying there for like 24 hours or more, maybe, just to just camp out at these Walmarts now. And, you might think people aren't willing to do it because it's a weekday and people have school or they have to go to work. But trust me, there's always somebody out there that is able to go. So, at this point, um, that's basically my experience. And for the record, I have never camped out at a store any time in the past before. This was my first time. Um, so, but getting there at 11:30 at night, it was still, in this case, too late. If I would have got there about maybe 7 or 8, I would be one of those people that right now, that got a console. Now, one of the women in line, her son was at another Walmart in the area about 8 miles away, and he got to that Walmart about the same time I got to this one. He got there around 11:30 p.m. and he was second in line. So at that store, it actually worked out for him. But the one I chose, there was already people there. I guess because it was a super Walmart and people probably thought their best chances of getting one were there, so there was just more people attracted to it. But at this point, I'm afraid, I definitely don't think, with the weather being this cold, I don't see myself doing that too many more times. I might be able to try one more time the next time I get a chance, if I'm off from work, if they still have any available. But I just don't see myself doing it. It was so cold. I mean, I literally was starting to get afraid that I was going to end up damaging my toes, like, and get like frostbite or gangrene or something. I mean, that's how bad they started to hurt. It was like, really messed up. And then just waiting for everybody in line, trying to see if maybe you're going to get a chance to get in there and maybe there's extra stock, or maybe somebody's card's going to get declined and you don't know what's going on. Nothing like that happened, unfortunately. But, what I'm going to say right now in regards to that is stuff is getting real with Walmart right now. I mean, it's going back old school to where you just have to go outside and stay out there. And this is the worst weather to have to deal with that kind of a thing. But just keep in mind, if you dare to go out there, you're doing it at your own risk. And you need to consider that, there's consequences to your health potentially doing this. Maybe even your safety. I mean, when you have people in groups like that in large numbers, you don't really know how people are going to act. Especially if you're alone. So if you're going to do it, you're going to have to really think about whether or not it's worth it to you. If you do it, you're doing it at your own risk. I would just say be extremely careful. Make sure you have extra layers of clothing. Keep a USB charger in your car to keep your phone charged. I mean, I guess you just mainly have to get there as early as possible. The earlier you're willing to get there, the better your chances are coming out of there with something. And that's just a harsh truth with this. So, it was disappointing for me, but, I just keep learning from it. The only thing I could do is maybe try one more time and just get there like real early, like that other person did, like around 11 or something, and just literally stay there all day until the next morning. Which I am not looking forward to doing that. Who would want to do that? But if it'll help get me one, I'm willing to try it maybe once. But if I can't get it after that, I'm just going to wait. I'm sorry. The weather, it's just too cold. It's like torture out there. The only other thing else that I heard of today when I got home, as far as looking online through apps or through your computer, was I think I saw PC Richard went live with PS5 bundles earlier in the day, and Ant Online I saw went live with I think Xbox Series S consoles, and I think Amazon Spain and Amazon Germany both went live for Xbox Series S consoles. And besides that, I don't think anything else happened. I didn't see that PlayStation Direct went live. None of the other retailers, I think, went live, like Best Buy or Amazon, USA, Target. I didn't hear anything else happen, so I don't know. And another thing I noticed was that Brickseek, I guess because now people are onto it, Brickseek was getting slammed, like, with people trying to get Walmart stock. So I tried going on Brickseek earlier, and the page wouldn't even load, and then it looked like the denial of service attacks was, system software that they have was trying to, check my browser and stuff like that at one point, and at another point the site literally just crashed. Um, and then I was trying to get into it, and it was just kind of freezing. I mean, it was just all over the place. So that just shows how many people now are just getting informed about this, and they are actually trying to use Brickseek and get Walmart's inventory so that they can go to these Walmart sites and secure the win on getting one of these PlayStation 5s. I mean, it is getting crazy. I mean, when you got people that are sitting there for 24 hours, there's not much you can do except stay there, get there at the same time they are, or get there 48 hours ahead of time, like something nuts. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's worth it. I mean, I'm willing to do it one more time and just get there as early as possible. But if it doesn't work for me after that, I have to just wait. I can't take it. I tip my hat off to anybody that can take it, but it is so cold out there, and it's probably only going to get colder the further, the closer we get to the end of December and going into January. So I don't know. Tell me what you think in the comments. Have you tried to go to your local Walmart since people started really realizing that Walmart is keeping these PS5s for pickup only at this point, apparently, and no online orders? What was your experience if you went? Was it, like mine, where you missed out, or did you actually secure one? I'd love to hear your story. And if not, did you get a PS5 with, any of the other drops from today? All right. I guess that's it for now, everybody. Stay tuned for more gaming news and more gameplay videos. I'm exhausted, so I'm going to rest. And then I will be putting up more information soon. So have a great evening and take it easy. See you next time.